Hey everyone, Joe here. Hope you're well. Episode 81 of Insights has just dropped now. The 3 crucial focus points to 2023. I promise you that if you take care of these 3 crucial focus points, it'll take care of every other goal, mission, or vision that you have for 2023. Welcome to my front yard of my new house. So, and if you're getting this before Christmas, Merry Christmas. And I hope you've had a great year this year, and my best wishes for the new year coming. Bye for now. Hey everyone, welcome to episode 81. It's Joe here. I hope you're all doing great. Hopefully you'll receive this before Christmas. I'll say Merry Christmas to you all, and thank you so much for all your support over the year. It's been an incredible year for us personally. I mean, we've moved house. We've moved to Noosa, as you know, late last year. We bought a house this year. We've been renovating it all year. The renovations are still continuing as I'm recording this. And we launched the Emotional Fitness Formula accreditation program, which has been incredibly popular. We had our first ever EFF, that's the Emotional Fitness Formula, conference in Noosa in November this year, which was just a raging success. It was just so incredibly beautiful with amazing people. And to add to all of that, if I may share with you, only just a few weeks ago at that conference, we launched the Insights magazine. So if you would like a copy, like a digital copy that you can have straight away, just simply go to joepane.com.au and you'll see the details there pop up on the screen. You just need to put your name and email there, and instantly you'll receive a digital copy of it. And if you want a paper, like an actual proper copy of it, it's 44 pages of incredible content. So 44-page magazine. If you want a copy of that actually in your mail, just send an email to support@joepane.com.au and we can send one out to you. Incredible articles by an array of emotional fitness formula certified individuals. So people who I've actually accredited in this space. And we've got some beautiful people, people with backgrounds in branding, mental health, addictions, business, leadership, like a whole array of different skill sets and paths that people have walked on. So just a beautiful, eclectic blend of insights into emotional fitness. So as I said, joepane.com.au if you want to grab a copy of that digitally, or if just email us at support@joepane.com.au if you want an actual copy in your hands. All right. So welcome to episode 81. The 3 crucial focus points for 2023. Can you believe it? 2023. As I see that, hear that, write that, say that, I still can't believe it's going to be 2023. It is just ridiculous. And every year I say the same thing. I find myself saying, it's gone so fast. Now, I don't know whether that's because I'm getting older or whether that's just because things are going quicker. Who knows? But that seems to be the perception of most people I'm surrounded by. So 3 crucial focus points for 2023. This is something this has been inspired by the Stoic philosophy. This is not literally what the Stoic philosophy says, but it's certainly been inspired by that realm of thinking. There was a book that I added to my library many years ago called Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. That's Aurelius, I think I spelled that right. Marcus Aurelius. And he was a significant contributor to the Stoic movement way back many years ago. I think it was just around 15 or 12 or 1300 years ago, something like that, a long time ago. And his language is just, really elegant in helping us better navigate the human condition. And so this has been inspired by some of his works, but let me just share with you some of the thoughts I've got around what I believe are 3 literally very crucial focus points of 2023. You take care of these 3 focus points and it'll take care of everything else in whatever goals you have, whatever mission you're on, whatever it is you want to achieve. These 3 areas that we're about to cover here will make a massive difference to your year, regardless of what life stage you're at. Whether you're, someone who's like, I've got listeners who are as young as 14 or 15 years of age, all the way through to 87, I think is my oldest listener. So regardless of what life stage you're at, I trust and hope that these 3 crucial focus points will help you. So before we get to those, I need to share with you what needs to come before that, right? And that is that we need to be aware that so many people right, waste a lot of energy on aspects of life that is absolutely outside of their control. A lot of anxiety is an attachment to something that we can't control. That's a really simple yet very important point to grasp and remember for the rest of our lives, is that a lot of contributing factors to anxiety, I'll say it again, is our attachment to things that we have no control over, that we have no influence over. We have no control over what can happen from moment to moment, let alone the journey over a lifetime. We can't control how others will respond to us, right? We can't control the manner of which they'll respond to us. We can't control our outcomes. Outcomes are unique echoes of our actions, and anything can happen. Anyone who says they're in control of their outcome is living under a grand illusion. Like, none of us have got that. We have no control over all the automated functions of our body. We have no control over the way our heart's beating. Someone might say, well, what about when we're exercising? Aren't we controlling the heart rate going up? Sure. But we can't control how many beats are left in our heart. That's all automated. Everything in our body is fully automated. It's automated by consciousness itself. We don't have any control over that, right? We have no control over the weather. We have no control over the economy, over the markets. We have no control over our teams. Oh, yes, I do. I lead a team. I'm a professional expert leader. I'm sure you have an influence over your team, but how many leaders or business owners have I spoken to over the years whose one of their top frustrations is some of the weird things that their team members do or the inconsistencies of their results? I mean, if we had complete control over our teams, you'd have the perfect performance all the time. We don't, because we don't have control over them. We have no control over our children. Man, we can inspire, we can influence, we can direct, we can advise, but at the end of the day, they will do what they will do. We have no control as to how our business or career will go next year. We don't. We can have all the visions, we can write goals, we can do all these wonderful things, but ultimately we have no control over that. We have no control over how long it will take to renovate a house, for example. We have no control over most things. In fact, almost everything in our lives is out of our hands. Our lives are actually out of control. I know that sounds very extreme and perhaps even borderline negative, but if you really put some thought into this, it is actually an accurate statement. However, the good news is, before I tell you about the good news, right? I was just another comment I want to make here, and that is that the ego holds on for dear life, trying to convince us that we are in control of our entire lives. It's an absolute illusion. The ego has contributed more to the humanity's anxiety levels than anything else I know, because the ego is a control freak mechanism. Remember, the ego is fundamentally a survival mechanism. It's actually designed to keep us safe. And one of its strategies of keeping us safe is to help us perceive or look at how it is that we can actually control things. So in other words, to stay safe means to be in control. That's one of the many correlations that the ego has when it comes to survival and being safe, is linking it or correlating it to some kind of control. And I'm here to tell you that that's one of the biggest illusions of the lot. However, the three crucial choice points are going to really help us here in terms of what we can focus on, not only for next year in 2023, but also for the rest of our lives. So the first focus point, these are not in any particular order. So the first thing that we can control is our character. Our character. We are in complete control of who we want to become. So in the midst of navigating our out of control lives, we have a choice and control over who we want to be and who we are on the way to becoming. So for example, we can react angrily to a certain situation, or we can take a measured response to that situation. The choice is always ours. Every moment of our lives, however we're interacting with people, whether it's people that we hold near and dear, whether it's a person that we've just seen in the street and our relationship with them lasts all of 2.5 seconds because we've just seen them crossing the road or whatever, and we've locked eyes just for 1 second or two. Who we're being, who we're consciously choosing to be at any given moment in life is the essence of our character, the essence of our character. So that's a really important, crucial choice point, focus point, call it whatever you want, right? But it's our character is within our control. Now, don't confuse character with personality, because our personality to some degree is outside our control, because we're all born, and this I haven't got time to, in this podcast episode specifically, to go into the detail of personality. Maybe I'll dedicate a podcast episode early next year to this, but we're born with a certain personality type, just like we're born with a certain body type, a certain genetic type. Now, sure, we can override these things in a temporary manner, but there's a default position that we're born with when it comes to our personalities, and that deserves a lot more languaging and thinking and conversation than what I'm giving it here. But so don't confuse character with personality, because personality, so in other words, if you're an extrovert, I'll give you another example. If you're born as an extrovert, that's just the nature of your being, right? But your character is how you use that extroversion. Does that make sense? Some of us are more analytical types. Others are more visual types. Others are more kinesthetic or feeling types. That's not something you can control. You're born that way. You're born as a feeler or a thinker or a visual. We're just born that way, right? So, but it's what you do with what we're born with that creates our character. It's who you're being. What kind of a woman, what kind of a man, what kind of a human being do you want to perceive yourself as being? And the ultimate feedback is the world. The world will give you feedback on who you're being. The universe is continually giving you feedback on who you're being. So character is a really, really crucial thought point or focus point or choice point. The second crucial focus point are our actions. Our actions are 100% within our control. But what I need to highlight here is that we're talking about actions with no attachment to outcome. No attachment to outcome. You know, this is incredibly simple and very, very powerful. I follow the footy, the AFL, and my team, the Mighty Magpies. I hope that doesn't change the flavour or the nature of our relationship, me admitting that. But we got a new coach, right? And the team was taken from finishing second last in the league in 2021 to almost winning, or the whole competition, they got within 1 point of making the grand final, all within 12 months. Now, there's lots of reasons why that turnaround was there. I can tell you that a key component of the psychological shift, the mindset shift in the team, was that the coach has a very strong philosophy in progressive improvements in their actions that they take, with no attachment to outcome. They don't talk about whether they're going to win or whether they're going to lose. Sure, they celebrate the wins and reflect on the losses, but going into a game, they don't talk about winning. They talk about their actions. They talk about the journey. They talk about the strategy. They talk about what they can do. And they'll do that to the very level best of what they can bring that day. And the result will take care of itself. In some ways, you could say to yourself that the result is feedback on how effective those actions have been, if that makes any sense, right? So that has shifted. That's changed the pressure dynamic. Whereas the previous coach had, maybe had a similar philosophy, but to me, it didn't seem that way. He seemed to be more attached to winning and losing than performing the actions themselves. Now, I'm probably wrong. It doesn't matter. The point I'm making is that when we are completely immersed in being the best character that we can be in the actions that we are performing, the outcome will always take care of itself. And we always get the outcome that we deserve, good, bad, or indifferent. So, and as I was sharing a bit earlier, anxiety tends to manifest when we are attached to the outcome. I mean, the reason why we stress watching our footy team, is because we're attached to whether we win or lose. If we weren't attached to that at all, we would enjoy it a lot more. I'm going to try that thought experiment, he says in hope, in the new year when the football season begins. I've got to say, it's a bit of fun getting anxious around something that's harmless like the footy. It is fun. So I'll say that again, right? Anxiety tends to manifest when we are attached to the outcome and dissipates completely when that focus is shifted only to the action, only to the action. As long as you know within your heart of hearts that you're performing that action to the best of your ability, right? So what if in 2023 we were to give our actions all we've got with a focus on who we want to be whilst taking those actions without attachment to outcome? How would that shift the way you experience 2023? And the third and final crucial focus point is how we treat others. So important. To me, this is probably the most important controllable we have, how we treat others. By the way, in this third point, I would like to also add how we treat ourselves, because how we treat ourselves is equally, not more, not less, it's equally as importantly as how we treat others. Patience, understanding, compassion, care, and kindness are key components, right, of being a person who creates positive ripple effects out into the world. So patience, understanding, compassion, care, kindness, these are the elements that we want to bring in various flavors and different ways of expressing for ourselves and for others. What matters most here is how we treat someone when nobody is watching, and how we treat the waiter at the restaurant. In other words, how do we treat the people that can't impact us? Oh, but Joe, a waiter can impact us at the restaurant. Sure, but I'm talking about life in general. How do you treat the person that, and I'll say this very loosely at the risk of being misunderstood, but I'm sure you know what I mean. How do you treat the person that doesn't matter to you? Do you know what I mean? Like you're driving your car through the car wash. How do you speak to the car wash attendant, right? So the point I'm making is how you treat that car wash attendant who you might never see again, and you've got a relationship there that lasts probably about 45 seconds, how you treat him or her matters as much as you treat the person that you are married to, or your best friend, or your best mate, or your closest girlfriend, right? It matters just as much, because character, the action of how you treat others, that's all three put together there. So who we're being, our character, the actions that we take as we build that character, and how we treat others, all of this meshes into one. So our character, the character that you want to become is not a part-time role. It's a full-time role. Now, unfortunately, sadly, I've met people who are ex-mentors of mine who, show all the wonderful elements of great character and treating others well. But I've also seen people that I used to respect treat waiters, for example, incredibly rudely, incredibly disrespectfully, incredibly hurtfully. And when I saw that, my heart sank from the top of my chest to the base of my belly, because I thought, oh my God. And the way I saw that person shifted immensely in a nanosecond, because how we treat people when no one's looking, and how we treat the people that supposedly don't matter, if that makes any sense to you, that's where it matters more than any other time, right? So there you have it, guys. Our character, the actions that we take without attachment to outcome, and how we treat others. You take care of those three key choice points, those three key thought points, those three crucial focus points. Take care of those, and everything else in your life will get taken care of, not only in 2023, but for the rest of our lives. So I hope that's of some kind of use, and feel more than welcome to share this, of course, as all the other episodes. And so look, Merry Christmas. My most profound, bestest wishes for you in your new year in 2023. And once again, thanks for your support. And remember, if you want to get instant download on our brand new Insights magazine, just simply go to joepane.com.au and you'll get instant access to the digital version. And if you want a paper version, an actual physical version, come to your mailbox, just simply email support@joepane.com.au. Perhaps just put magazine delivery or something in the subject matter, and we'll get that sorted for you. All right, my best wishes to you all. Thanks so much for being here with me, and I will see you for the first episode 82, the first episode of 2023, which will be available in the next few weeks. All right, thanks everyone. Bye for now.